Welcome, everybody, to the Brokering Racing League, the GT3 Sprint Championship. Here's season 13, micro season, 5 rounds. Round 2 here at Hockenheimring. We got 10 minutes left in practice, and then we're going to a 50-minute open qualifying session. Some good things to note about this race is we got all 3 winners are here from the last race. You got Eric Koonsman, who won in the AM class section, and he is out on track at the moment. So first winner for him in the Draft Punk Bronze team for the AM spot there at a P1. In the Pro Am, you have Austin McGill, who won the first race at Sebring for the Pro-Am class, and should be somewhere. He's actually P4 in the overall right now, which is pretty impressive. It goes to show you where his pace is really at. He didn't get pole or the fastest lap in the Pro-Am class. That actually was reserved for Tyler Sage Anderson, who is just ahead of him in P3 in practice at the moment. So quite interesting to see those 2 drivers are in the Pro-Am class, but they're sporting some of the top times even through the Pro section. Going over to the Pros, we have Patrick Gannon of RPM Racing and his teammate Logan Ragone finishing the 1-2 at Sebring. Patrick Gannon with that pole, win, and fastest lap. Patrick Gannon, I'm not even sure he's here. I think I spoke too soon on that one. I think Patrick Gannon is not here, but his teammate is registered for this race. Hasn't set a time on the board just yet. I guess we'll see what happens there. Nicholas Mazza, who's sporting that P2. Look at that. Austin McGill goes faster and puts on a time that goes to P2. Pretty impressive. Nicholas Mazza was the Pro-Am winner of the last season, and he's been promoted up to Pro, sitting P15 in the Pro class, only scoring 197 points. But he's overall in the right now. You can see some change out of him. Moving over to the team standings here. RPM Racing is in first. And they're doing pretty impressive. Patrick Gannon is not here. His teammate is not even, he's registered, but I don't know if he's even in the session just yet. He's not in the pit lane. But Logan Ragone is his teammate, and they're in first. Draft Punk Silver of Dylan Maroney and Rodrigo Theory are in second. Actually beating out Draft Punk Gold, which is Mark Foley and Elliot Burton. Both Dylan Maroney and Rodrigo Theory are in the Pro-Am class. Mark Foley's in the Pro, Elliot Burton's in the Pro-Am class, so the disparage there is that the points differential is going to be a little bit different, but still great to see. The sister teams of Draft Punk are 1 and 2. Their other sister team of Draft Punk Bronze of Eric Koonsman and Jeff Lubitch is in 6th. Mixed nationality of Jeff Koffold and Austin McGill. I mean, look at that. Both P2 and 3 in practice. They are P4 in the team standings. Get Beamed Nerd with Chris Lambeth and Jacob Simmons, who we're on board with. They are 5th in the champion. Also to note, in the Bean Wars of Season 13, they are leading over the Pax Oceani Heinz Silly Beans of John Javecki and Alex Othen. They're P7. The Little Jelly Beans are in P8, Chris Chitterling and Charles Whedon. I don't think I've seen Chitterling as well. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are just absent for this race. There's still a good number. There's 43 people that registered for this race. We'll see if all attend. But after that, we have Forrest Holland and Michael Charon of Cars Racing. And I have seen Michael Charon. He's actually right back there, not that far away. And they're P9. Ace of Rays of Lars Tyhouse and Tom Smith. Lars Tyhouse is on track right now, and he's in that red Porsche. Maroon? Maybe maroon Porsche. A more appropriate color scheme to say. The Lucky Aces of Cooper McCoy and Tyler Anderson. Now I will have to go to this one. I think Cooper McCoy is also not on track, but they're in this Bellatro livery. I'm sure you'll see it on track. Caffeine Global Motorsports of Craig Carroll and Steve McAllister are out there sporting a new livery, like a coffee bean livery, like an espresso of sorts. Then Vision Esports 2 by P1 Docs, Anthony V. Jenkins and Miles Brown. I believe both are here. Miles Brown is P5 and Anthony V. Jenkins is 8th. And they're the second team. Pax Oceani Purple People Eaters, Eric Neville and Matthew Baldwin are P14. Pax Oceani Practice is J.D. Daniel and Chris Daniel. They're in 15. Pursuit of Punch Racing of Andrew Korstecki and Eric Rodriguez are out there on track as well. And always sporting that blue and green. Different scheme, though, I think, on this one. They're in 16. Vision Esports. The first team, Vision Esports by P1 Docs, Deacon Greenfield and Tristan Cadet. I don't think Tristan Cadet is here, but I did see Greenfield somewhere. He's right back there. Yikes, just got hit. Actually, let's just take a look here. Oh, just lost that rear. And that is almost... okay, that's what happened. And Narwhal Racing Team of Noah Hoskinson, Joshua Grosso. I don't even know if they're going to be here, but they're in 18. Avalanche Racing of Tyler Kern and Kyle Howard, 19. Tyler Kern is out. He's in the pit. And that's it. Rounds out the 19 drivers, or 19 teams in the standings here. We'll see what happens in this race. Logan is still unaccounted for, has not gone out of the pit lane. Where's Shaft Punked Racing? That's funny. Well, Draft Punk Gold and Silver goes as follows. P2 is the silver team, 3 is the gold team, and 6 is the bronze team. And with a minute and 33 seconds left in practice, I think it's safe to assume maybe nothing else spicy happens. But who knows? In the meantime, we're in with Matt Benson. Oh, and switch it back to Miles Brown. There is something to be said about iRacing's predictability monitoring and knowing when a driver is going to crash. That said, I don't think it's going to be Miles Brown. He's P5 in the overall, but look at Michael Charon had a little bit of a wiggle going into the braking zone, but seems to be doing just fine. Safety car tonight? I'd believe so. Whoa. Oh, they're just kicking up some stuff there. Oh, and there it is. Michael Charon spins on the exit of the final corner. This should always, I think there would be a safety car for this event. They haven't said otherwise. Usually they will make note if they're not going to do it. Start Rodrigo theory off into the... Let's see what happened here. I think that's a choice effort on his part to put himself in like that. More than anything, I don't think that was Said Trey Mistak comes across the line and he goes to P8. A driver who may be starting from the back of the grid. Try to get his last to first accomplished one of these days. And one of the last drivers. And switching over, we're going to be forced into the qualifying session with 15 minutes to go. Oh, and you can hear birds. Eh? It's quite something. It's all scenic. As well as Marshall Scari's new livery. As well as we got Brad Jorgensen, who's got this Porsche Arcane livery. It's quite nice. I think it says "Game on, drive faster." It's a testament of trying to get. Oh, and there's the beans. Can't mistake the beans. Just trying to see who's coming out first. It's not Jeff, and it's not Nicholas Mazza. It is Adam Tingle? No, it's Nicholas Mazza. Sported a 1 minute 37.7 in practice, if I'm not mistaken. Hop on board. Goes to the north curve and down into turn 2, 3, and 4s. What feels like a very long left-handed curve, just parabolic. This track is going to be very technical, as well as a lot of off tracks are going to occur here. Really, people are finding the limits, and some of the limits aren't even that difficult to achieve to get those off tracks. Just heard it and saw it all in practice, and even now, a lot of people that are on their first lap and are having done an off track. Debris on the track. And with that said, it looks like Nicholas Mazza was patient enough and diligent. He went through and took P1 with a 37.6. Wow, that's even more impressive than his initial lap in practice when he was going for the fastest lap. Jacob Simmons in P2, Mark Foley in 3. It's all being contested at the moment. We'll go over to Anthony V. Jenkins, who's also sporting a pretty quick time in practice, and he goes to P6. Jeff Koffel in 4th, Austin McGill in 5th. Scott Webber 7, Miles Brown in 8. He's just still going to change. Tyler Anderson crosses his line. He goes to 3 at the moment. Daniel Haynes. Welcome to Brooklyn Racing League, Daniel. And that is a pretty cool livery there. Sporting a classic. And he goes to 7th. Felipe Poles is in 8th. Further down outside of the 15 that you can see, We have Tyler Tier in 16, Dylan Maroney in 17, Lars Tyhouse in 18, Andrew Korstekis in 19, Terry Burks is in 20, Jeff Lubitsch is in 21, Elliot Bird in 22, Adam Tingle in 23, J.R. Hoops in 24, Brandon Burns in 25, Tom Smith in 26, Colin Gar in 27, Steve McAllis in 28, Tyler Kern in 29, and Giannis Theophanopoulos in 30. Challenging me to have to say some unique names. Got Cooper McCoy, who has not set a time on the board. I believe he was in the teens on his last time. Zilla Maroney goes to P13. Craig Carroll to 5th. Wow. With a 138.1, Anthony V. Jenkins reaffirms a new position to go to 8th. And that is not a valid lap for Cooper McCoy. I'm almost going to be certain on that one. But maybe... Oh. I think he's just going to struggle through that one. We're going to give him some time on his own to... Sometimes if I'm watching somebody, mistakes will start happening. It's not on me. I swear. Rodrigo Theory has not set a time on the board just yet. But he was one of the drivers who initially had an off track on their first lap. So maybe he's being a little more cautious on this one. Got a little bit of a ways to go. And then he's going to get into the final 5 corners to go. No change out of the top 5 just yet. Or actually, top 9. Austin McGill did go down to 8th from 4th. Elliot Burton jumping up the order into P9 as Rodrigo Theory going again. He's not updated his time. And it may have been an off track at some point. Go over to Matthew Wyckoff, who's he's starting again. Dave Palmer to 31st. I think the moment Tom Smith just ahead of him. And Steve McAllister goes onto the board at 34th. Tyler Kern into 35th. Forrest Holland at 36. Eric Koonsman getting a lap on the board in 37. Draft Punk bronze driver. And going over to somebody who's on what could be considered a flyer. Austin McGill is doing really well in his Delta. This could prove to be a benefit. Nice enough of Nicholas Mazza to move out of the way. Austin McGill. He might have known he was on a flyer, and that's good of him to let him by. He's got one more corner to contest with before he crosses the line. And is that an off track? That almost looks like one. It's not recorded as one. Austin McGill did improve, and he goes to 7th. And speaking of people that improved, Rodrigo Theory jumps up to P14 after initially not even having a time on the board for a couple laps now. Great result out of him. Followed by Cooper McCoy in 20th here. Chris Lambeth in 19th. I think these are all new. Anthony V. Jenkins improves his time to 5th. Andrew Korstekis in 21st. Marshall Scari in 22nd. J.R. Hoops in 23. Richard Severa in 24, Lars Tyhouse in 25, Adam Tinkle still out there, and he's in 26, Jeff Lubitsch in 27, Deacon Greenfield in 28, I think I've seen all these people so far. Brad Jorgensen in 31st. Yeah, everything's roughly the same. I think everybody so far has set a time on the board besides Matthew Wyckoff, Logan Ragone, Matthew Wyckoff, and Trey Mistek, which we kind of figured Trey Mistek is going to miss out on qualifying so that can accomplish the ultimate goal, last to first. I'm not sure that's what he's doing, but Nicholas Mazza, his initial lap was a 137.601. He has not gotten better than that time, but he's still putting time on the board, and he actually goes fastest. Wow. Now he goes with a 137.565. Jacob Simmons is the closest driver in comparison, a gap of 0.265 to that driver on his best time. This is going to be a difficult one. And when it comes to this one, I think maybe Jacob is giving himself a little bit more of a gap. He's dropping back his pace. And he's got a 4.8 second gap to Giannis. And this might be his ultimate push lap coming up for us. Miles Brown into P3, and Felipe Poole's also improving their times, as well as Daniel Haynes into 5th. Dropping back Tyler Anderson, Mark Foley, and Anthony V. Jenkins. You know, Anthony V. Jenkins had initially a pretty positive time and then dropped down and put another time on the board that was a little quicker. But he's going to need a little bit more than the time he has on the board. I think he's going to need to get in the 37s if he wants to get back that position that he was previously at. Now, Tyler Anderson's another one to be looking at here, as he's going into the hairpin. If he can hold on to this pace, it could be a very strong predicted lap for himself. And he only needs he only needs a couple of tenths. Put him in the even further ahead significantly. Maybe start in the front row or in the second row. Those gaps to the leader are not that far off. Tyler Anderson's almost half a second behind. Doesn't look like he's had an off track. This could be a quick lap for him. No improvement on that last lap. That was a 138.117. It was quick, just not quick enough. Oh. And here we go. Did Jacob Simmons make any change? As he's going to be already through, did not improve. But Elliot Burton did improve. Elliot Burton went with 137.868. And this might be one of the most impressive things to see is a driver who's already put the fastest time on the board by a decent enough margin is still going to go again and try to go even faster. Nicholas Mazza, who is the Pro-Am driver that got promoted into Pro, winning the Season 12 Pro-Am Championship. And Jacob Simmons, who is sitting in P2 at the moment, provisionally. He's still got Miles Brown right behind him. He's got a bunch of quick people that could take his P2 spot away from him. It looks like he was faster on this lap, but is it? No, he did 138.2. So it wasn't quicker than his best time. Elliot Burton is about to cross the line. Austin McGill goes to P4. Elliot Burton not faster on that last lap. Daniel Haynes. Daniel Haynes. I don't know if he's going to go again. No, he's stopping. So we got some drivers that are out there. Marshall Scari in 24th. Does not look like he improves his time. Andrew Korostecki as well. No improvement there. Cooper McCoy in P22. Okay, Elliot Burton. Is this a quicker time for him? He did go over the curbing. That's actually an off track. Mark that one on the board. He is... Can take this one, but... Ooh, Cooper McCoy also off. Looks like Austin McGill is almost off there. I think Elliot Burton might be trying to just take that home. He had a verified off track. And he was. Does Austin McGill improve? Not sure. Logan Ragone, who finished P2 in the pro standings last... Oof. Oh, he's still on. That looked like an off track, but it is not. This is his only lap on the board. Whatever he puts in, it's got to be something. Where will this put him? Was that even a valid lap? I didn't say he had an off track as of the recent ones, but yeah, no valid lap out of that driver. Whoa. Quality promo, everybody. All right. And with that done, qualifying up to P1 through 15, you can see on the board. Rodrigo Theory in P16. Then you have Terry Burks in 17, Scott Webber in 18, Dylan Maroney in 19, Matt Benson in 20. Just waiting on these drivers here. Deacon Greenfield 21, Cooper McCoy 22, Andrew Korostecki 23, Marshall Scari 24. J.R. Hoops in 25, Richard Sever 26, Lars Tyhouse in 27, Adam Tingle in 28, Jeff Lubitsch in 29, Eric Koonsman 30, Brad Jorgensen 31, Blake Patterson 32, Boris Holland 33, Tom Smith 34, Brandon Burns 35, Tyler Kern 36, Michael Charon 37, Dave Palmer 38, Steve McAllister 39, Colin Garr in 40, Giannis Theophanopoulos in 41, Logan Ragone in 42, and Trey Mistek 43. Interestingly enough, both those drivers at the back of the pack are going to be fairly quick, to say the least. They are just getting a chopper. Both these drivers are pro class drivers that are in the back of the field, and they have pace. There's no doubt about it, but I was just going to see how many. That's a lot of Porsches in front of Trey Mistek. I mean, I can't even count that many. But it's a significant amount. It's 8. It's 8. But you know, I know how to count. And safety cars go. And you can clearly see the difference or the scale of this grid is drivers are still going through turns 8 and 9, and they're going to have that 12, 13, 14 to contend with as well. I think people will be getting right out of that. That's Sachs. Maybe, yeah. They'll probably be in 14 by the time this thing starts. Good news for Nicholas Mazza is he's going to have the inside line for the first couple of corners. Let's see, he's able to hold on to it here. And it looks like Nicholas Mazza gets well ahead and chops off Jacob Simmons there. And it's going to go down to Austin McGill, who's battling it out with Miles Brown into turn 2. Austin McGill looks like he has it done, but on exit, he's going to have to follow him all the way through. And look at that, Elliott Burton is right there on the heels of Miles Brown. And Miles Brown is going to take the inside line, which actually hurts Austin McGill. Are they going to push this 3 wide? No, they are not. But Elliott Burton is certainly going to have a better run here on the exit. And Miles goes fairly deep on exit. And through goes Austin McGill on Miles Brown. And Elliott Burton may have the run here. He gets ahead, and that's unfortunate for Miles Brown, and they might come to contact, and they do come to contact, and that is dropped down as Felipe Pools is now battling it out, and Elliott Burton is sent tumbling down the order. And there's Mark Foley. That's Tyler Anderson, who has a spin there. He's going to rejoin not too far down from the pack. Everything was super close. Craig Carroll's down 12 positions on the start of this race. That is unfortunate for him. Jeff Lubitsch, one of the winners over here, who's up 10 positions. And he's got Matt Benson ahead of him. Andrew Gorstecki also ahead. And what is that? Deacon Greenfield is getting off the line. He must have a slowdown penalty, as he's let several drivers through, and he's now going to battle it out here with Terry Burks and stays ahead of Terry Burks for the moment. That must have been a slowdown penalty. He was significantly down there. Marshall Scari's not the drive I'm looking for, but he's doing his thing. Logan Ragone and Eric Koonsman are battling out. Eric Koonsman's up 3 positions. Logan jumped 16 positions, and it looks like Trey Midstack is down just slightly with 13. And Logan goes through on Eric Coons. The battles are not over. Cooper McCoy down 14. No. And that's when we're starting to see some issues definitely happen on lap 1. Cooper McCoy down 14. Tom Smith 3, Brad Jorgensen 7, Richard Severa is down 13. He's in 39th. Scott Weber down 22. He must have had an issue there. Lars Tyhouse 14. J.R. Hoops 17. Dave Palmer's down 5. That is unfortunate. I missed the best bean team. Where's the little jelly beans? Let's take a look at the little jelly beans in just a second. Matt Benson is half a second away from, 1/10 away, and look at that. He looks like he's got the power down and the straight line speed to pass Andrew Gorstecki before the braking zone. He gets by him, and that is a clean move. As Logan returns with another position gain. He's up 17 now. He overtakes Blake Patterson in that braking zone. There's a lot happening. Rodrigo Theory has Elliott Burton right in front of him. Sister teammates. Dylan Maroney, his teammate, is also right behind. Elliott's down 8 positions. He's in P13, so not a huge loss in positions for him. Same with Tyler Anderson, who's down 4. I don't think anything will happen out of these 2 drivers. The Little Bean team. Where is the Little Bean team? Oh, Charles Whedon and Chris Chitterling. Chris Chitterling is not here. Charles Whedon. I don't think Charles Whedon's here either. Oh, Tyler Tears. Look here. Has to make a move here. Oh, there's somebody parked on the track. Oh, and just kind of lost it on his own. You see that? There was a Porsche just parked on the side of the... I don't know what to say. And Levy Jenkins still up 2 positions. He's got Jeff Hoffeld right behind him. Chris Land at the head. Gained 6 so far. You can't park there. I know. Someone should have told him. That's very odd. Felipe Poles overtakes Miles Brown as position gained for him. Mark Foley doing nicely, up 3. This is actually a pretty remarkable race so far. Everybody in the top 10 has either gained or lost positions except the leader, who's out there with Jacob Simmons. Sorry, 2 people, I should add, have not exchanged positions just yet. But everyone else, up and down the order, is either plus or minus some right now, and that is impressive. Usually, on some races, you get just nothing happening out of the top 10 because they're all equal in skill at the track, but it seems we have a great equalizer here as Trey Mistak is in P27. He's got Tyler Kern ahead of him in the Ford Mustang. And it looks like he's not forcing the move, but he's about to get around and does so. But look at that. Tyler Tier on the outside trying to make it work as well. Can he do it? Tyler on Tyler violence. It is not over. Kern is ahead of Tier for the moment. Is Tier coming back on the outside and might go to the inside here? Not yet out of those 2. Adam Tingle is got 2 drivers really close to him. He's got Marshall Scary behind, and he's got Terry Burks ahead. 2 Pro-Am drivers. He's against Terry Burks. Terry Burks is, let's see here. Where's Terry at? I'm not sure if I'm, oh, Terry Burks is an AM class driver. Yeah, nothing just yet, but up ahead is Matthew Wyckoff and Jeff Lubitsch. Jeff Lubitsch is in that Pax Oceani bronze. You can see that livery. And look at Matthew Wyckoff has a little bit of a wiggle. He's going to have to rejoin between 2. Logan Ragone going 3 wide into a corner. It stays ahead of Matthew Wyckoff. And now is going to exit and get ahead of both Jeff Lubitsch and Matthew Wyckoff. Matthew Wyckoff getting ahead there and staying ahead. Now Terry Burks has an attack on Jeff Lubitsch there, and it looks like doesn't have it down. I think Jeff Lubitsch still has this in hand, staying ahead. It's one of the only Audis on the board, on the track. When it rains, it pours for some drivers. Losing all these positions, it really just kind of caught offline with the 2 drivers ahead of him that were battling it out. And now he's going to have to try to find a spot to take some of these positions as we see Matthew Wyckoff try to stay in the draft of Logan Rangone, who is P2 in the last race at Sebring. And even further ahead, some battles are happening. The moment he keeps his car placed perfectly, further back we have Dylan Maroney and Matt Benson, who are doing fairly well. Matt Benson up 5, Dylan Maroney up 5. J.R. Hoops is blue flag right there. Daniel Haynes up ahead. I think this was the driver that was having a battle right now. He's down 5 positions at the start of this race. I think I spoke too soon. Looks like Jeff Lubitsch and Terry Burks are still battling it out here. And Adam Tingle getting involved. Looks like Adam's ahead of Jeff Lubitsch there, and he does get ahead of him. And now Marshall Scari's right there on the heels. Trey Mistak in P25 at the back of this pack. He is up 18 positions. Oh, and we got a blinker. And this is gonna get spicy. Terry Burks leads in that what can be considered a one of those like trike things, you know, like they had the multicolored children's bikes, or maybe I'm wrong on that one. It's a unique set of colors that clash together. I feel like that was something, like a toy of some sort. But he's in front. You can see him. He's leading this little gaggle of cars. Six of them. And they're all pretty matched on pace. So the only one that isn't is Trey Mistak, who just did a 139.5, and the drivers ahead of him are doing 142s even. And Tyler Tier down 13 off what was the opening lap, I'd assume. Oh, he had his spin on lap 2. Adam Tingle here. Looks like he was under some pressure from Jeff Lubitsch. Oh, and it looks like every one of them is getting really on the limit. It looks like Marshall Scari in that white and purple Mercedes were about to kind of ream into the back of Jeff Lubitsch, but I think it was a perspective thing, not really going to happen. But further back, you can see Blake Patterson making it difficult for Trey, and they're further. And on this last lap, he was even on pace with them. I think Trey's been dealt a difficult hand, but further back, you see Tyler Tier make a move on Eric Koonsman, who's still up 3 positions even as he's getting past here. And it looks like he's going to hold Eric off here. Tyler Tier in the black Mercedes doing fairly well, as well as Blake Patterson making this pass, if when it comes together, fairly difficult for Trey Mistak. And the move is finally done. Blake concedes a position there and is going to have to worry about the drivers behind him as they catch up. Back over here in P35 and 36, we have Brad Jorgensen ahead of Tom Smith, and they were pretty equal on pace. Tom Smith is a little quicker on the last lap, and it looked like they were kind of catching each other, but it might have been just the braking zone. Both having not a too bad of a race, all things considered. Brad down 4 and Tom down 2. Could be worse, especially for some of these drivers in the, what I'd say, in the midfield. in the 20s, are all matched on the same raw pace right now. Going back over to Nicholas Mazza, who's doing fairly well with a 138.5, faster than a lot of the other drivers that are in his grouping. Jacob Simmons in P2, just 7/10 back, 6/10 back. Austin McGill is catching up to Jacob Simmons here, as he did do a faster lap by 2/10, so it'll take some time, but I think he'll get close to him. And that is only a 6/10 gap, as well as Felipe Pools up 2 off of Miles Brown, 4th and 5th. And then Mark Foley just trying to keep it there. He's doing pretty strong laps with 138.6 of last. Leading is Chris Lambeth over Anthony V. Jenkins and Tyler Anderson, who's recovered almost all of his positions thus far. Further back, it's not going to make a move there. Further back is Elliot Burton, who's down 5 from the start, but recovered a lot of these. Dylan Maroney and Andrew Gorstecki battling it out on the straight there. Andrew Gorstecki gets by. Oh, and is it close? Looks like it's closer than ever. Goes for the inside. Whoa! The apex was went too far back from that one. Now he's going to have to pull back that time, and got Elliot Burton in his sights. Daniel Haynes also might be able to get into this fight here, as Rodrigo Theory is going up behind him. Matt Benson as well. The split is a little bit more, but look at these drivers right here. Andrew Gorstecki leads Dylan Maroney, and further is that purple Porsche of Logan Ragone of RPM Racing. They are leading the team championship here, and the driver who started in 42nd is in P16 at the moment. And you can see how quick he is. He was a full 1.1 seconds faster than Dylan Maroney on that last lap. And that wasn't even his fastest lap. Deacon Greenfield is part of Vision Esports by P1 Dokes. And he's right there in that purple and white Porsche as well. Bowling up the rear is Matthew Wyckoff and the Valhalla Racing Ferrari. There's the move. I think it's a bluff. On the inside is also oh, and Dylan Maroney actually makes the move first. And that is Dylan Maroney ahead of Andrew Gorstecki, and Logan Rangone's going to follow in that line. And that's going to be, at least I saw this in practice, but it could be not beneficial. But Andrew Gorstecki goes a little deep, and now they're going to be 3 wide. Oh! And Deacon Greenfield goes into the barrier there as no one else is collected. Dylan Maroney keeps it there. Logan flashing his lights, all of them going deep. And is that not a lot of things are happening there? And oh! And Logan spins. He's out of this. Dylan Maroney's going into the pits on lap 12 of 28. Matthew Wyckoff and Andrew Gorstecki stay out. I think that's what was 26 positions is now a tow for Logan Ragone. Not sure. what is what there. Eric Koonsman getting passed by Tyler Kern on the turn one. Neither one of these drivers have gone in the pit lane. Michael Charon down on the Cars Racing, kind of following in the inside line of Tyler Kern. We've seen this a couple times before, but it looks like the people that follow in kind of get lucky with car positioning, and maybe not there though, as Eric Koonsman keeps it ahead. I don't know. Tyler Anderson is in P27 at the moment. He gets ahead of Forrest Holland. And Brandon Burns. Or no, Dave Palmer. Oh, Dave Palmer was that light blue Porsche I think was parked on lap 2 or 3. Goes in for the move right here on Michael Charon. Black and teal, and gets through. Tyler Anderson regains a position. It says he's down 17, but he's the first driver who initiated a stint change and has opted to pit on lap 11. We'll see if that pays off for him. Trey Mistack is up 24 positions at this moment in time, and he's got Jeff Lupich in his sights. Marshall Shikari's got some carbon fiber missing from that front section. And he's had an incident of sorts. Elliott Burton now only down 4 positions from the start of this race, where he had contact with another driver. Tyler Anderson has now passed all of these drivers that were kind of in a grouping of their own. Now Eric Koonsman, I would say, is leading that pack. You can see them: Michael Charon, Forrest Holland, Brandon Burns, Dave Palmer, and Brandon Burns' last one yet. Trey Mistack goes in pit lane, serves mandatory pit stop. Let's see what happens there. Tyler Tierra and Marshall Shikari. Mercedes versus Mercedes. Well, if anything can be said, the drop week for RPM Racing is probably this one. As Tyler Tier puts it in on the inside line, going through that corner, and it looks like he's got it done. That was the hairpin. A lot of people making the move there in the hairpin, and it seems to work out for them. On exit, Marshall Shikari's not done. We're going to go over to Michael Charon. Got Eric Koonsman in his sights. He's up 12 positions from the start of this race. Very good result for him. Forrest Holland, Brandon Burns, all up well into the green. Tyler Kern, Blake Patterson, everyone in the 20s is having a very good race, I should say. Everyone above and below, maybe not. Ooh, a little bit of a spin there on the back end, but saves it. Good move for Michael Charon. Loses time, but keeps it together. Tyler Tier gaining some positions. People are going in the pit lane. Chris Lambeth has got Anthony V. Jenkins closer than he's ever had him before, and is he going to try to pass him here in the hairpin? I believe so. Everyone's trying to get it slowed down and then put the hammer back on, and he does get by him. I think, well done for the moment. They're still going to have to go in and pit. He made the move. Elliot Burton possibly trying to make a move for himself here. Oh. Did flash Anthony V. Jenkins. He might have hit that on accident when he went over the curb. Who's to say? Excessive. Ooh. Tyler Anderson is up to Tyler Kern, and it looks like he's going to pass him on exit. So the battle of the Tylers is going to Tyler Anderson for the moment. Tyler Tier's also there. Anthony V. Jenkins goes in the pit lanes. That's why he's going to lose these positions, and Elliot Burton does go through, but he's got a little bit of a gap there to Chris Lambeth. Tyler Tier, now the highest Tyler in the order in P17, but it's only for a little bit. Tyler Anderson, who's running what is going to be either really well or really not well predicted for a pit strategy. Time will tell. He's got Anthony V. Jenkins, who is P6. And he's come out just behind him. So this actually could be a beneficial thing for him. Could mean that he did something right here. Tyler Tier does have to go in and take his mandatory pit stop at some point. Okay. First, yeah. Oh no, color me perplexed. All Nicholas Mazza and Jacob and Simmons are flipped, and we know where it comes from there. Oh, Jeff seemingly out of the way there, but the dips. Jeff has not gone in the pit lane. Jacob Simmons has. Austin McGill leads this race over Felipe Poles, Miles Brown, and Mark Foley and Chris Lambeth, who are now in the pits. Jacob Simmons overtook Nicholas Maz in the pit lane. It was a 30.35, so half a second difference. Changed the course in the order of this race. Austin McGill is still not in the pit lane. Jacob Simmons now leads over Miles Brown, who's coming out just behind, just in front of Mark Foley. Power down, and Mark Foley trying to go along the outside line here. Tyler Tier still has not gone into the pit lane, so while he's fighting for position, he's still going to have to serve his mandatory pit stop. It's difficult to say which one's going to be the one that's going to pass first. It looks like Miles Brown is going to take the inside line over Mark Foley. Mark Foley now essentially, as Matthew Wyckoff ahead. It's also not pit. Austin McGill going into the pit lane. Felipe Pools going into the pit lane. Daniel Haynes, Matt Benson still have not gone in. Jacob Simmons is right behind. It's got a 7-second gap to Nicholas Mazza here. We're going to see the lead of this race change as Austin McGill is going to park it. He was P3 before the shakeup, but I don't know if this is going to be beneficial for him. There is our race leader who's down the straight, and he is back out. But he's already at full speed, and he's got what is going to be essentially P3 in the bag, back at it, and he's now on the hunt. He's got both P1 and 2 right alongside him. Close enough, 7/10. I think he's about quicker than he's ever been on the previous stint. So this is working out in his favor. As for Miles Brown, still down 2. Mark Foley up 3. This could be a 4th for him. He's got to maintain this this pressure here for another 10 laps. Trey Mistak up 26, back into 17th. He's got Matthew Wyckoff about 2 seconds ahead of him. It's going to be a challenge. Move forward. Tyler Tier's well onto the on the fight though. He's within striking distance of Trey Mistak, who isn't pulling a defensive move yet on Tyler Tier. We go back over to Mark Foley, who's 2/10 back, 3/10 back. No change in the order just yet, but Mark Foley is fully on the attack. And just further behind, we got Tyler Anderson, who's making a move here on Anthony V. Jenkins. Not fully down, though. Chris Lambeth in the back there, P10. Look at that, he has it down on this attempt here in the hairpin. We've always seen this the whole race, people making that move there. It's Chris Lambert trying to position himself to make a move, but it looks like Anthony V. Jenkins is not going to let that one go as he goes in, makes the corner, goes ahead, and as those two are battling it, well, look at Chris Lambert. Gets ahead of Anthony V. Jenkins, and it looks like he's going to get ahead of Tyler Anderson. Oh, Tyler Anderson keeps the power down on the outside and stays ahead. Now equal to where he started this race. I'm not even sure what the contact with him it was, but he did go back a couple of... I think he spun, actually. Chris Lambert having a little bit of a wobble there, and that wobble is an error that is just enough for Anthony V. Jenkins to get by. Looks to the inside briefly, slots back in, and he's going to try to pick his battle somewhere else along this track. Another driver who's really close. In comparison to the battle we were just watching, Chris Lambeth and Anthony Jenkins. Hop back over here and see these two drivers are pretty close. This Daniel Hines is getting closer and closer, same with Rodrigo Fury. They're not that far off, 1 second, 2 seconds. Very small gap, especially if someone's making a mistake. That gap will close up really quick. Opening itself up right now. Go over to Tyler Tier, who's still well in the heels of Trey Mistak, half a second back, but he hasn't lost him at all. He's actually doing remarkably well with a 138.8. He's slightly faster than Trey Mistak, but we'd consider that because he's getting the draft and all. And Tyler Tier, I'm not sure what class he's even in. It's not sporting the correct stuff to be able to tell. I don't even see him on my board. He's raced with us before. Just not sure what class he's in. If we have to think about it, though, in terms of what this race is looking like, Austin McGill and Jacob Simmons are P1 and 2 in the pro class. Sorry, Nicholas Mazza is P2. Jacob Simmons P1. Austin McGill is 3rd. Austin McGill is in the Pro-Am class. He's going to win this race. He won the last race at Sebring, and so this is going to be a double wins back-to-back if he maintains this pace and where he's at. Felipe Pouls is I think a pro driver. Also not repping the stuff that needs to be he's a pro driver. Miles Brown is in pro. Mark Foley is in pro. Lars Highhouse is in P35 with Net-Am, but he's close. Just a lap down. We'll get to them in a second, but then that goes to show you who the pro and the pro-ams are going to be, the race winners for those categories. The AM class is the one that's going to be more tricky to determine, as these two are going to be really battling it out here and putting on the pressure. It looks like Mark Foley is going maximum pressure here, as he's super close to that rear. We go on board with him. This is the spicy part of the track that people like to get down on that inside line and take that. Yes, he's already going for that. This is suspenseful. Outside line has never really won here. We've seen it, but maybe pulls it off. Not yet for old Mark Foley here. But Eric Koonsman is our AM class winner of Draft Punk Bronze. I don't know what class Tyler Tier is in. I think he's the same class. I think he's a Pro-Am. But then it would go to... Is it Adam Tingle? Adam Tingle's AM Pro-Am. Jeff Lubitch is ahead. Jeff Lubitch over Marshall Scari. And we're going to hop back over, and Trey Mistek has Andrew Korstecki in his sights for P16. And it's going to be Jeff Lubitch of Draft Punk Bronze. The teammate of the last winner, which was Eric Koonsman, who won at Sebring for the AM class. So Draft Punk Bronze. I think the commentating curse already happened. I don't think it was Elliot Burton who... we came together. Oh, and there's the one that happened with Logan Rangone, who was up 20-something, 27 positions, 28 positions. He was in 13th, and he was battling with Wyckoff, Benson. Trey Mistek makes a move there in the hairpin on Andrew Korstecki. It's clinical. Everyone's been making the move there. Get to the inside line, and you're going to have that corner. Slow it down. You'll be fine. They have to slow down for you. But what is interesting, Tyler Tier maybe looking to make a move here. Dylan Maroney definitely getting a move down. We're going to plot that back a little bit. And yeah, he does. Gets the move down on Steve McAllister. Not a traditional spot we've been seeing past. Harry Burks is about to go into the old hairpin on Steve McAllister and probably make the move stick. As long as he got the pout, yeah, he's gone ahead. Yeah, I've got to say, Jeff Lubitsch is in a race of his own. He's got a 5.7-second gap to Adam Tingle. Marshall Scari's back, about the same gap, 5.7, 5.8. The AM class, other driver of the Draft Punk Bronze could be winning his first AM class race. What happened to Austin? He's 4th right now. Interesting. Yes. You guys are more perspective than I am. 5 laps to go, folks. Let me take a look here. Tyler Anderson's... I will get back to you on that one. I'll see if... Oh, yeah. Okay. We got a 3/10 separation here. Let me pull back here. Austin McGill had a little whoopsie, oopsie, and that's unfortunate for him, but he is back out on track, and actually didn't really mess him up that much. Looks like his steering's well in hand, but that does... Who's watching from Calgary? Not me, but Ahoy from the other border, the U.S. one. In peace, in peace. Tyler Anderson is in P8. Elliot Burton is in P7. Mark Foley is in the Pro class. Miles Brown is in the Pro class. Austin McGill still leads the AM/Pro proceedings, with Elliot Burton being the first AM Pro-Am driver. Pro-Am, AM. Yeah, you get the gist. He's 5.5 seconds back. 4 laps to go. Austin McGill just needs to take this home. It would have been great for him to take that P3. But what's more important is he doesn't lose out to Elliot Burton, who's 7th position right now. Back there in the... right there. Miles Brown's catching Austin McGill, but he's only catching him because he went to a wall. Tyler Anderson has Elliot Burton in his sights, so maybe Tyler Anderson's going to be the one that... Who's going to come out on top here in the Pro-Am class? Elliot Burton's still 2 positions down from the start of this race. Mazza is on a mission. The mission might be on, but he's 1.9 seconds, 2 seconds back to the leader, Jacob Simmons, with 3 laps to go. Tyler Anderson, qualified P8, is at P8. He had a spin. Elliot had a contact with another driver, and look at that. The old, from down under, Aussie rules, throwing the dust back into people. That was a move Danny Ricciardo was known for doing, and we've seen it a couple times from a couple different people out here on track, getting that dust into your competitors. It's not on purpose, I don't think, but it would be a lot cooler if it was. Miles Brown, 3/10 back on Austin McGill, still relatively well in hand. You gotta think, he had a really big crash. It was a snap whip into the wall, 3 hits, I think, bouncing into the tire barrier. No relative change in his steering column, so nothing really affected. That Acura NSX is built differently. I hear Adam Tingle is from Tongopolis? I don't even think I said that right. The gap here is what we can consider 2/10, but when it really comes to the high speeds, he's pulling it back into half a second, not a half second, but half a tenth difference. It's 2/10 now, but look at on exit, he's going to get right there in that rear into the fast section. Again, tire into the dirt a little bit. It's 40 chess people. That said, Jeff Kofold is still well in hand for his his spot. Not Jeff Koppel. Jeff Lubitsch. Sorry. The other Jeff. Sorry about that, Jeff. Jeff Lubitsch in P20 got a nice gap form for himself. It looks like he's keeping it together there. And he will finish in the spot for AM class. Rounding out a draft punk bronze P1 back-to-back. Sebring was his teammate of Eric Koonsman, who's still out there on track, I believe. I just can't tell where. It's in P22. He's 2 behind his teammate. And it's still hot on the course for a lot of these drivers. Maybe a little bit more for Miles Brown and Austin McGill and Mark Foley rounding out that last driver that's in view of Miles Brown here. No change just yet from these two, but Jeff Koppel looks like he's 1/10 back on Rodrigo Theory for P12. And the move is not down yet, but Miles Brown looking to make a move here, and he finally does, and that's Austin McGill being overtaken in the Valhalla. But look at that, Miles Brown went super wide, and even Mark Foley's going to make a move here. No move down just yet, but Miles Brown doesn't have it done. Tries to make one more send, but isn't going to work out for him. Popping back over. We got our drivers still battling it out for 4th, 5th, and 6th on the board. This is for the Pro-Am winner as well, who's ahead of 2 pros, but a couple of Pro-Ams are right behind him. He's still got it connected, and it looks like it's not going to go down to him just yet, as Jacob Simmons is crossed the line, and he's going to finish P1. Nicholas Mazza into P2, and right there we have Felipe Pools into P3. Austin McGill is going to finish ahead into P4 over Miles Brown and Mark Foley. 5th and 6th. Elliot Burton in 7th with Tyler Anderson right behind in 8th. Anthony V. Jenkins in 9th. Chris Lambeth in 10th. Daniel Haynes in 11th. Jeff Koppel in 12th. Rodrigo Theory P13, Matt Benson in 14, Matthew Wyckoff in 15 over Trey Mistak, who's about to cross the line shortly. And he goes into 16, Tyler Tier in 17 ahead of Andrew Korsecki in 18. Adam Tingle there is almost through. He's going to go into 19. Jeff Lubitsch is going to finish the AM class in P1, P20 in the overall. Marshall Scari in 21. Eric Koonsman in 22. It's got no thing there. Brandon Burns into 23. Forrest Hall in 24. Tyler Kern in 25. Matthew Charon in 26. Colin Gars. Got to keep it ahead, but he's got Dylan Maroney here. This battle is still not over. Dylan Maroney, couldn't he get by? Don't think so, but that's going to be 27th and 28th for them. Terry Burks right there in 29. Tom Smith in 30. Richard Sever in 31. And then all other drivers have gone through. Deacon Greenfield at 32, Steve McAllister 33, Blake Patterson 34, Lars Tiles at 35, Brad Jorgensen 36, Dave Palmer 37, Scott Weber 38, Kerry Carroll in 39, Logan Rangone, Giannis Theophilanopoulos, Cooper McCoy, and JR Hoops 40, 41, 42, and 43. They did not make it all the way through. Congratulations, Jacob Simmons. I mean, what a fantastic race for yourself. Great pit stop. The pit stop was the actual moment when you did overtake Nicholas Mazza. I didn't see it. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I got him in the pits. Yeah, I was just fuel saving for the entire first stint of the race, and then I followed him in the pits and got
Just
him in the pits, and it
just got by.
all worked out. Yeah,
I mean, congratulations. Um,
thank you.
at any point were you worried? It looked like you pulled a nice 2 second gap there, and once you got that 2 second gap, I think it was kind of like in the bag. But I'm just curious from your perspective, was there any point that
Yeah,
he was on a charge?
he was catching up to me there with like 5 laps to go. I think he pulled it to like a 1 second gap, and then we hit some lap traffic, and he lost about a second. And
I mean, hey, lap traffic
yeah,
was
he was
kind
quick
of
though.
yeah. I mean, everyone was pretty quick. A lot of the
Yeah,
a lot of the drivers in the mid pack were doing really well. It looks like your teammate, Chris Lambeth, finished 10th. So congrats to him.
nice.
He pulled
Yeah, that's
what
some good team
five,
points.
6 positions off the start of that race, and kind of got some more after that. I mean, pretty
Yeah,
well in hand. So congrats for both the Hall of Points for not only your team, but I think in the season 13, the Bean Wars, as I'm calling them. You guys are, I think,
that's right.
still ahead in the Bean Wars. So congratulations to the Get Bean nerds.
Yeah,
And
dude,
yeah,
beans.
fantastic race.
The
You were
OG
really quick.
beans.
The OG Beans.
Thank you.
And yeah, can't wait to see what you guys do next. I mean, it was a fantastic race out of you and Mazda. Kept it really clean, kept it really well in hand. It looked like Felipe Poles might have gotten close at one point, but just kind of pulled away.
Yeah, what do you know what happened to Austin? He was like right on me, and
Yeah, he hit the tire barrier. He snap over. It was a snap on his in the final corner. He bounced three
yeah,
times, pulled it right back on track. No, it looked like nothing else happened there on his steering column. So I think everything was safe.
yeah,
And then he went back and
that's crazy.
kept it ahead of Miles Brown towards the end, and it was really close on that final lap. Well, thanks,
Oh,
Jacob.
thanks, dude.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
and can't wait to see you on the
thanks,
next
man.
one.
Thanks, man.
Hmm? Well, first off, congratulations to both of you, Austin McGill, Jeff Lubitsch. Fantastic race out of both of you. I mean, really pulling together. Austin McGill, yeah, went into a tire barrier. It hit the thing 3 times, and you still finished in the overall in fourth. Could have been third, but overall you kept Miles Brown back. I mean, what a fantastic race for you, as well as yourself, Jeff. I mean, taking the AM class, win, and when your teammate did it last race, that's got to be pretty special for the Draft Punk Bronze.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The two of us, he got the first one, I got the second one. Um, Last race, I had a bit of turmoil there. I was close to the podium, but things happened. But I was really really had a good comeback drive this race. So
Yeah, I mean, you really did. I have hope this inspires some confidence in you, as the earlier talks and the practice might have been a little too much ribbing. But what a fantastic result for yourself there.
yeah, no, I definitely put the haters to bed. Can shut up now.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that one. Really solidly done. Can't wait to see if you can beat your teammate for the next one. You did beat him this time, and then you also were ahead of Marshall Scary, who was, close behind you and pretty rapid himself.
Yeah, he was super close. I don't think he took tires in the pit, so after pit, I was like 5/10 quicker every lap. But I think he was just struggling with the tires. I think there was a few people behind me that was in that similar boat.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on that, though. I think it did make the difference. The strategies were very different from what I was saying, and I think it paid off for some people. Appreciate there, Jeff, and congrats
Thank you,
again.
thank you, thank you.
And Austin McGill, to you as well. What were you thinking when you hit that tire barrier? Was it possible to keep it together?
I was a little bit upset with myself, considering I was P3 overall. I also was like just praying that I didn't have wheel damage or like any like major damage that would like cause me to retire or like have to stop driving. But luckily, even though I did hit the barrier, I'm kind of confused how I was able to continue, but
You,
I'll take that.
hey, confusion's fine. You did extremely well. I mean, you literally, maybe not even half a second after the crash ended, you just put it on the gas and you went right back out there. I did check to see if you had any driver column issues there, and it looked like you were well in hand. I was like, wow, impressive. You did let Felipe Pools get by you, but man, was that battle at the end, you holding back Miles Brown as well as Mark Foley, the pressure was really coming towards you those last couple laps. It must have been immense when there's a couple times, or the one time we went for the dive in the hairpin, and then it looked like he was going to go for another one shortly after that, and like I think 12 or 13.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. He definitely keeping me on my toes. Um, Mark's a quick driver as well, so keeping both of them behind is definitely not easy. And um, Miles being in the Porsche just makes it a whole lot harder, because everybody knows the Porsche is amazing on corner exit. So I I was sweating in the last couple laps.
Yeah, it just looked like Miles went too deep when he went for his overtake, because he went straight off the line. Off track occurs on that one. You kept it clean. You took your line, and you're able to just get by. It, probably unnecessarily having to battle out those last ones if the accident never happened. But I mean, still you were ahead of Elliot Burton and Tyler Anderson, who are your rivals in the Pro Am class. They finished 7th and 8th, and you still pulled off a handsome P4.
Yeah, yeah, I'm happy with that. I also did an official race earlier this week, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really happy with the pace of the Acura. So saying I started P4, finished P4, I'm definitely happy with that.
Not only take it, but I think you gotta have a little bit more respect for that Acura, because I think a couple other cars that hit that tire barrier would not be functional on that straight right after that. So I think maybe there's some little bit of luck on that car.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Well, thanks again, and congratulations, and can't wait to see you on the next one.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And that's it, folks. Thank you for joining me. This was the Broken Wing Racing League GT3 Sprint Championship for the Season 13, Round 2 at Hockenheimring. Join us on Tuesday, the 14th, a couple days from now, and we're going to be doing the Broken Wing Le Mans Series, and that's going to be the LMP2s in the GT3 class championship for that. That's going to be Round 2. And it's going to be amazing. There's 47 teams that are confirmed, 2 drivers per team. Some of them have 3 drivers per team. It's a good show of things. We got our pro class and our gentleman's class for each LMP pro and gentleman's, and then GT3's pro and gentleman's groupings. So join us for that. I'm going to be joined by Gareth Ham. And he's going to be joining me as the co-commentator for that one if you want to stop by and watch those. Thanks again for watching this race, and we'll see you on the next one.